All right, guys, headed back out again. I'm going to Linville Gorge. Gonna do a quick overnighter up on Shortoff there. Y'all are probably sick of me doing Shortoff overnighter videos, but I'm gonna do it anyway. A little background on this trip. I'm actually testing out a new tent. The family's kind of expressed some interest in going camping with me a little bit, so I bought a 3-person tent. It's a big Agnes, and I'll show it to you when we get into camp, but just decided I kind of wanted to go and basically field test it a little bit before I actually bring them out. As usual, I let David and Bracken know that I was headed out, and it kind of stars aligned. It all worked out that they were actually able to come along as well. So unfortunately, it's going to be a lot like my last trip, where it's more of a camping trip than a backpacking trip, but we're all still really looking forward to it. It's been a while since all three of us have gotten out together. And added bonus, we'll actually be going out again next weekend and doing a more proper backpacking loop. I think right now we're landing on a loop in the Smokies, but that's still to be determined. But we will be out somewhere getting some more miles in. So weather's going to be pretty mild for this time of year. The high today I think is around 77, and then the lows tonight are only going to be around 55 or so, I think. So we kind of timed it perfect, because tomorrow night the lows are almost down into the 30s. So we're kind of sneaking in one last warm weather weekend trip here before the fall weather really starts moving into this region. Got about 45 more minutes until I get to the trailhead, so I'm going to keep driving, and then I'll check back in once we get there.
In 1.2 miles, arrive at Wolf Pit Road.
Well, I made it to the trailhead. I beat David and Bracken here. It's pretty crowded. But this spot has become more and more popular over the years, so this is not unusual anymore. And this seems to be a pretty popular day hiking spot. Everyone I've seen so far is just out for a day hike, so that's probably what most of this is. We'll find a camp spot up there regardless, but hopefully it's not too crowded. All right, David and Bracken have arrived. They got lucky and got parking spots.
Most important part of the trip.
Yeah.
Emptying the contents of the cooler into the backpack.
David's using his Light AF. What is this one? Light AF what?
Curve 40.
Curve 40.
Twice in a row.
When's the last time? Have I seen this back before?
Yeah, first trip was Gorgeous.
That's right. Okay.
And then, no, Gorgeous, I still have the other one. Maybe.
We're just talking, we can't keep track of all David's packs.
You definitely saw it on the iTag.
I'm using the Ohm as usual. I'm also biting the bullet and going to carry this Duraflame log up the side of the mountain here. Bracken, as usual, has a school-sized backpack. What'd you say your total weight was in this?
I'm about to say, let's see. You gotta add a raincoat, but other than that, let's see, it's 14.9.
Wow, it's like half the weight of mine. All right, and we're off. I think I've filmed this climb at least a dozen times, but I'm going to do it again anyway.
My inaugural trip up.
Yeah, David's actually never been up Shortoff this way.
Exactly.
All right, still making our way up. Like James down there in the background. Kind of hard to see, but that's where we parked. Making good progress. We haven't been going that long.
That's that cool house we passed on the way out.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I'd like to live on Wolf Pit Road.
All right, we've reached the intersection of the MST. We're heading up towards Shortoff. I think we decided we're going to take Olson around and up, and then take the other way tomorrow back down to the car. All right, we're on Olson now. Pretty easy to follow. It used to be a little more difficult. I guess it's probably getting more popular.
Yep, we're in the right
That
trail.
was the rock, yeah.
That rock makes me pucker every time. Remember that being that tight. Can you go around it last time?
No, I've always squeezed through. A whiff of cinnamon. Makes me wonder
I haven't had to do anything like that in a long time.
We've got so much change. They keep recycling this stuff. Making everything really more. I'm gonna put your picture with it.
I just lay down right here for sure. Not as cool as you think it is.
Yeah.
That was very outdoorsy of you. Going through Shortoff Cave here, aka Rick's Kitchen, aka John's Kitchen.
I heard John. Right.
I don't know.
I just go. I've got a tiny little pair of tweezers in there for pulling ticks out. Baggies full of all kinds of medicine. Band-aids.
But
Back on the MST.
I wonder how things like water tree are faring there.
Not too much farther to go to camp. Gully pipe's got a nice flow as usual. All right, Camp Shortoff. I think this is the last, you and I camped here on the first night of ITAG, right, David?
Yeah, this is where we were. We were right back in there.
All right, we've made it to camp. We're all using tents, so we're all gonna get set up here. All right, as mentioned earlier, I'm testing out a new 3-person tent here. It's the Big Agnes Copper Spur UL3. I'm also trying out a new pad. The Nemo tents are wide and long. So this will be my second time ever setting this tent up. So it might take me a little bit longer than usual, but gonna give it a go. All right, here's the tent before I got the rain fly on. There's 2 doors, they're on the sides. So you got a door on this side and a door on this side.
Perfect response.
All right, here's a look at the tent with the rain fly on. I don't have it guide out perfectly, but I don't really care. It's got like a little vestibule area plus a, I guess you'd call it an awning or something like that. You can see it's, I mean, they say it's a 3-person, I'd say 2. I kind of feel that way about Big Agnes tents. They always kind of push the limits of the capacity, but got my banded underquilt, UGQ, Nemo tensor pad. This is definitely overkill for what I need, but again, I'm just testing this thing out, so. I'll give you all a little tour of camp here. There's a fire ring here, but we're not gonna use it. We're gonna use the one down there since it's so close to my tent. There's me. Bracken, who pitched his tent on top of dog poop. Better him than me. David's set up. You definitely could have squeezed in here with David if you really wanted to.
Kind of like one of y'all's intimate.
Yeah, an intimate pitch.
Too much, David. Come over to your tent. Johnny said I could.
And then, of course, the best part of the campsite is the view. Which I'm sure we'll be hanging out here pretty much the entire night. Not this view. This view.
Brag is like, well, I don't like to brag. I'm not sure I'm mad. It's too late.
From here, that was incredibly sketch what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like you're inches from the edge. But
I only had 2 koozies, so I gotta drink the beer that didn't have a koozie first.
I don't want to put it warm.
Warm.
Looking like a warm IPA.
It's not good warm, it's not good beer.
but they're awesome.
They fit well?
I mean, yeah, no woman wears like extra large socks, so
No.
they still had those on the shelf. So got them, they fit perfect,
Awesome.
and they're wool, so they're just thin enough.
Yeah.
They breathe.
Looking for thermals.
I think we're about an hour away from sunset. We just got some firewood. Just enjoying our time in camp. It's beautiful. Like with no charge, or
Yeah.
I didn't know
Usually
that.
it's just new customers. It's like, damn.
Must be the president.
It's a pretty good clip.
It's hoping they would come through the gorge.
They're gonna buzz Black Mountain.
Yeah.
All right, it's getting pretty late, so we're gonna light the fire now. Gonna do this fire log I hiked in, and then we gather some other stuff here, but.
Oh, it's a big spider. Oh man.
It's even worse. Where?
Or a camel cricket, one of the two. He's hiding in the shadows.
No, he's on. He moved the leaf a second.
Oh,
ago.
there he is.
Ah, he's coming
That's
for
a
you.
cricket.
Ah! How many legs? Okay, it's a camel cricket. That's all right. Oh yeah. Well played, gentlemen. Wow, that's good. It just doesn't feel right to eat like that. I smell your burning flesh.
Bracken just burned his finger trying to make dinner.
I did. I was trying to dry off this pot lid, which wasn't hot on the part I was touching it, and then I touched the part that was on the fire, and that hurts.
What are you having for dinner, Bracken?
Lasagna
Lasagna. Oh, yeah.
Meat sauce?
with meat sauce.
I'm doing pad thai with chicken.
Happens when your chair only has 2
Yeah.
legs.
It's $39, so I bought it.
Because the bears care.
Nobody wants a 2-legged teal chair.
That's right.
Oh, you guys have twinsy bags. That's cute. Always.
We always do.
Same ones from Walmart.
Now when they're under the tent.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're in bed. Going to sleep. We'll see you in the morning. All right, we're awake. Coffee time, I think. And I think we all have biscuits and gravy for breakfast. Probably 3,000 calories between the three of us. That was
That's a good pillow though.
definitely not cold at all last night. All right, David and Brackett are doing Mountain House biscuits and gravy. I'm trying this Peak Refuel. That's
Normal biscuits and gravy.
Johnny's been pointing out all morning.
Peak Refuel decided to put full-size biscuits in this thing, so I'm not convinced it's going to cook, but I guess we'll find out.
So what's the difference with the Photon?
Frameless.
All right, we're starting to get packed up here. It looks like we might have some rain moving in, so we decided to just go ahead and pack camp up. That way we're not doing it in the rain. And then we'll probably hang on camp for a little longer and then start hiking back to the car. Packed up and moving.
Did they overdo that? No, I'm not. No.
That's kind of moved north.
Yeah, I was going to say, it got real calm all of a sudden. And
You're out there. Go back to camp. Right.
Like one of those things when you finish it, it looks different and you can see the progress.
Yeah.
all right, I'm in the car, headed back home. Didn't do a whole lot of filming there on the climb down just because you kind of already got to see that route on the way in. So it was a good trip. Had an awesome time in camp. Perfect weather, not too windy, which is pretty unusual for camping up on Shortoff. But like I said before, we'll be out again next weekend. Still trying to kind of decide where. But as always, thanks for watching and keep an eye out for the next one.